Okay. Now, yeah, let's go over some metrics here. So based on this metrics only, we can able to figure out the results. So the first basic metric will be accuracy. So it will define how many number of predicted attributes that are actually correct. So it will just the name actually represents the meaning. So it will just define how accurate your model is predicting. Most of the model won't reach that 100% accuracy. If you just directly reach 100% accuracy means sometimes it is not like possible. Like most of the time it won't reach 100%. At least it will just stuck at 99 or 99.5 and all.
Yeah, every AI I ever tried, a pre-made AI that I ever tried, it never reached 100. And I read in some places that if it reaches 100, then there is a problem.
Yeah, so it'll always be a problem. Or else, if the data set is so simple enough that it can reach 100. So yeah, even I'm going to use that basic classification data like in some time. So that can reach 100 based on the training data we are subjecting. So it depends. Sometimes it may reach 100 because of small number of data and your classification algorithm is complex enough. And accuracy don't capture that much information. Apart from that, we have other metrics: precision, recall, F1 score, AUC. So yeah, these are the other metrics. We can able to calculate this metrics using the term called the confusion matrix. So using this confusion matrix, we can able to determine which are the labels are misclassified higher or lower. Okay, let's just go to this paint and draw that. Let's say we are considering a binary classification. So this will be predicted data. And this will be actual data. This is 0th class. This is one class. And prediction also, there will be a 0. There will be 1.
Are we gonna use this if we are not using a supervised method? Because uh, we need the output to get the actual data, right?
Yeah, these metrics are, I'm talking about all our supervised learning,
Yeah.
especially for classification problem.
So we cannot use this with unsupervised.
Yeah, unsupervised learning have different metrics.
Okay.
So yeah, if the actual label is 0 and you have correctly guessed the label means it will be true positive. So if it's 0 and we are predicting 1 means it's gonna be false positive.
Mm-hmm.
And if the answer is 1 and we are gonna predicting 0 means it will be false negative. The labels can change depends on the data. Let's consider example for disease. Maybe we can go for if the disease is present means we can consider as 0. If the disease is not present means we can consider as 1. Like that we can assign this labels. And if it's 1 and we are also predicting 1 means it will be true negative. So for accuracy we'll be calculating true positive and true negative. So that will be here. If we just add this and divided by the whole number, you will be getting the answer for accuracy. This will be the formula for accuracy. True positive plus true negative divided by the total number of samples. Or you can also add all these things. If you add all these four things, means that represents n. So for precision, it will be true positive divided by false positive plus true positive. So that will be true positive divided by true positive plus false positive. So precision metric is used to define how much precise the model is actually predicting. So let's say if you are considering 0 as the disease. So if the disease is actually present and the model able to predict that disease, if it's present or not, that is so much important, right? So if we misclassify, that means the model metric is somewhat useless. So that's why we need to give so much important for precision. And for recall, it is also true positive divided by true positive plus false negative. So this will like a opposite metric. So how much it is misclassified from each other. And for F1 score, if we just combine this precision and recall, we'll be getting the F1 score. If you go for some competitions and all, you will be seeing F1 score as a general metric, because that can able to get the metric with all the scenarios for precision and recall and all. It will be calculating both these metrics, and using that metric only, it's getting the score. So because of that only, we'll be using a F1 score, and AUC is there. So for AUC, we'll be going with the graph like this, and it will go like this. This will consider as area under curve. So if the curve is larger, means you are not getting the model that much better. If the curve is closest to this point, means like if you reach 99 or 100% accuracy, means the curve will look like this. There will be a small bend here, but apart from that, it will actually go like this. If there is a gap in between this, that means you definitely need to improve the model. So based on the gap itself, we can able to understand whether the model is working perfectly or not. Yeah, these are some basic metrics. We will just use accuracy with cross validation in order to get some reasonable amount of data. And yeah, using this confusion matrix also, will be instead of this true positive and true negative, we'll be having some numbers. So if you have some higher numbers in these areas, that is so much misclassified samples. So we can able to figure out which class is not predicting that much. So yeah, we can able to print the confusion matrix while doing the project.